It's Wendy here from Heal Endometriosis Naturally. I just thought I'd give you a little podcast today about something that's been troubling me and been playing on my mind. I often get emails from women from all sorts of different parts of the world and all different sort of stages and aspects to their endometriosis, but I was particularly troubled by this lady who sent me a message via another online platform. She was indeed replying to somebody else on a group, but it just made me so terribly sad that she doesn't know that there's another way or another option, and I just kind of wanted to share my feelings on it, really. And I guess this is why I do the work that I do. I feel such emotion now and feel such a mission. um, well, this is my purpose now. This is my role, is to help women know that there is another way, a way that I've created through my Laidlaw Protocols. But I kind of wanted to share where she was at, just to see what can happen if you don't take back power and control of your body. You may not even know where to begin, but hopefully you can see from the books behind me here, there is another way that I've created. I was forced. If you know my story, you know that I was forced to find another way out, because I was chronically bedridden. I was incapacitated, disabled, and high levels of pain, scores 10 out of 10 every day. I developed adenomyosis, and my mitochondria function was so poor that I almost ended up with organ failure as well. So I come from a place of knowing how desperate and bad endometriosis can be. So I don't know where you're at in your journey, but yeah, this truly troubled me, because there's a lack of information and education out there for women with endometriosis. I know, because the doctors washed their hands of me. They insinuated that it was all in my head, that there was something wrong with me, that somehow I was making all this up. I mean, if you've got this condition, this is not something you think when you're a little girl. I know when I grow up, I'm going to pretend to be rolling around in pain, have no quality of life, and be a recluse. If that's where you're at, or even if you're not at that stage yet, you certainly don't seek to be doubled up in pain, ovulation, menstruation, and have the heavy bleeding and the cysts and the bladder pressure and whatever other symptoms that you're having from now. That is so doubly damaging to a person, not only to have the condition, but then to have those people round about you who are supposed to be helping you, um, doubting that you even have this condition. But I'm going to read a little bit out of what was sent on this post, and yeah, it just truly troubles me. And the poor lady has clearly had an incredibly tough time. I don't know what age she is. I don't know much about her, because I say it was on another media post, but I had answered a question that somebody had answered, and she has also answered a question from her experience, obviously. But she has said that she has stage 4 endometriosis, and that it has spread from her abdominal cavity up into her lungs, that she has lost her appendix, her right ovarian tube, bladder, navel, entire large bowel, and currently the doctors are talking about also removing her small bowel too. I mean, that just defies belief, doesn't it? That I know that the belief that women have, I know I did when I went to the medical machine, the surgeons and doctors, was that they were going to fix me and cure me, not make things worse for me. And I had 6 surgeries and countless drugs and painkillers, and I was 43 when things came to a crux point, and I got worse and worse and worse. I don't know where this lady's at, but surely at some point someone's got to say stop. There has to be another way, and that's, I'm lucky, because I had no choice but to go. There had to be another way. I did consider, was it worth carrying on at one stage, I'll be honest, but I'm here to give you hope. There is another way. I've written to this woman to say, I feel like crying right now. My heart bleeds for her, that she would be in this dreadful state, and then this would have happened to her. I mean, what is she left with if they even remove her small bowel? I mean, and that the doctors are still continuing to operate and operate and operate until what? There's nothing left of her. So this is where my passion and my drive comes from. I'm here to give you hope. There is another way. All those years ago when I was considering whether it was worth carrying on or not, I something in me was like, there had to be another way. There has to be another way over and above painkillers, drugs, and surgery. So I'm here to say there is. It's not a quick fix. It's not a magic tablet. It does take time. It takes at least 6 to 9 months, depending on your symptoms, depending on what's happened. But I've developed a set of protocols, through my foundation program, online program, and some of it's touched in my book, but, a set of specific structure protocols that can really help get to the root cause of what's causing the inflammation and hormone imbalance, because that's what causes all the pain and symptoms and distress. And I have been able to put this disease, this condition into remission. I've put endometriosis into remission, adenomyosis into remission. I don't get cysts anymore. I don't get the breast tenderness or the dragging sensations or the cyst or the bladder pressure. I get none of that anymore. And when I first discovered all this, as I say, it wasn't a quick fix. It took lifestyle changes. It took time. And then I wrote my book because I thought I had to share this with people, because they needed to know that there was another way. I went to the doctors, to the surgeons, saying, you've got to share with women there's another way. They didn't want to know. They just thought I was some sort of crackpot and crazy. So I'm here to give you hope. There is another way. If you haven't already read my book, please read my book. If you read my book, not everything that you need to get well is in my book, but it shares with you an outline of what worked for me, and my foundation programs is where you can work with me and we can get to the root causes of what's happening. Do go on and read the other testimonial videos, because I didn't know if this was going to work for anyone else. It worked also for my daughter, it worked for friends, and then when I started working with other women, it was working for them. It was amazing, insane. But my heart bleeds for this woman and millions of other women out there who are on this conveyor belt of painkillers, drugs, and surgery at tremendous cost to their bodies that are already in high levels of pain and suffering and symptoms that to take a different path could help put this condition into remission. So I just kind of wanted to share. I feel really kind of emotional and sad today that I'm so that this is happening to so many women, and maybe brings up for me where I ended up. I was so chronically ill. So I don't know where you are in your journey, but never ever give up hope. Hang on to every single organ that you have. It's there for a reason. It's very hard, I know, when people of a medical profession or medical standing or an authority are telling you things, but do take the time to question, to query, educate yourself, get a second opinion, and equally, there is another way. There is another way, and the reason doctors aren't talking about it yet is because their training doesn't open up their mind to that at the moment. But maybe in time, who's to say, what things might be further up the line. So if I can help you or share with you this information, then do reach out. Go on to the website at healendometriosisnaturally.com. Email me, Wendy at healendometriosisnaturally.com, or support at healendometriosisnaturally.com. But as I say, wherever you are, if surgery and painkillers and drugs aren't working for you, don't keep on that path. It's just going to make you ill. I mean, you're just going to end up like this poor woman here. And I've reached out to her, and hopefully I can stop this barbaric repeated cycle for her and for you too. But it's really upset me today, but hopefully the amazing, inspiring, transformational stories that I know that are working for women that I'm working with, that are on my website of Heal Endometriosis Naturally, course.com. Go on there and read these stories if you want some inspiration and some hope. But do reach out, never feel alone.